Hello, nhớ trong đó bé trong mong đời. Thì cũng mới thu mua này cứ comment của kho video rồi tao nói thì này cứ mới khó link cho tao hỏi thì có cũng mua shy called drama the Golu channel and then she also messaged me on Facebook that she wanted me to give my take của kho take hết thì or she could start it on the Golu called drama, but personally I haven't talked to Golu yet and Guguchitao permission the new law talk about Golu drama, but then at the same time it's like you have social media and then she's willingly putting her personal life out there for everybody to see. And cũng muốn trong lần đầu tư cho YouTuber nên cứ lo thật cho Golu drama no. And to be honest, there's a lot of YouTuber like cho lâu đến đó là lo thật cho drama no. It's like quá hay tao don't tao giải trí trong Go now, okay? And a lot of the time they like base the call perspective on more on Beimong call culture and tradition. And of course blame the women all the time, right? Or yeah, a lot of the time they do blame Golu to Rondo Nuba, But yeah, there's a lot of nasty stuff that I've listened, ever since to sister na mo calling to go, then I went and watch it, go listen, and then go also long like the YouTuber Lee Tony Sky and then some other YouTuber talking about this drama, this situation. It's sad, but I believe good learning experience, okay? So first of all, I just want to thank all of you guys for supporting me and donating to GoFundMe, okay? And I'm actually pretty normal, right? I don't sound like a sick person. I don't sound like someone that is worried and crying all the time, but a lot of the time I had to remain strong for myself and my family. Okay, so let's not talk about me. Let's talk about Gaulukha drama. So first of all, everybody makes mistakes. And that includes me and most of you. And coaching team you can that's the most important things, and that's the reason why call video no, so that let y'all listen to at least we will learn something from it, right? And nếu mới cho xong rồi cái thì hay lên cho cái chuyện lo thạp bể tới thằng cái lo thạp bể như trời rong rong được cái lo thạp anh hình because we love the way you talk. Some of you guys messaged me, yeah, tới thằng cũng nhà lo thạp bể lý nó thế mà, but then again people cũng lot of hot channel mostly for good story, so I try to do more story than just talking about this kind of situation. So just a little summary on what happened, or a long summary on what happened. So Golu was Nikundonitu husband, okay? Nikundonitu husband, they've been married for a long time with, I think, 5 kids. And for a while now, like Nintendo Tsinga, sometimes go Gucci Chopu, okay, like Tunia Putotza to Tsip in the salon, Lashi Tunia Put the salon to Tsiputotza. So you can kind of tell. Relationship wise, after a while, you start building up resentment. And then it built up over time, right? And then you just don't feel like being with your partner anymore. They feel more like a roommate instead, I've been through a period of my relationship kind of like that too, but then sometimes it's like whatever effort you put into it, that's what you're gonna get. Sometimes, not all the time. So anyway, you can kind of tell that since like Chibuoke, the relationship or the marriage is probably lacking intimacy, just lacking those kind of things that actually built a relationship. So yeah, anyway, during Kotanjurino, it doesn't matter which partner you're with. Yeah, there's somebody know about your situation. And about that, or somebody can actually steal your partner away from you. And during a time like this, new ball happened to message her, and Nipemo will message her, and then eventually she started messaging him too and digging more into him and found out that he actually had like it called doctor degree in psychology. Psychology is kind of useless nowadays anyway, so I mean, give credit where credit's due. He had a doctor degree. That's pretty good, you know? So they both connect, and of course, Nupal is married. Golu is also Motzi, so they both cheated on their partner. Wow, right? So, um, but the unfortunate thing is that Nupal did not leave his family for Golu, but Golu made the mistake of sacrificing her family for her own happiness. So she divorced her husband, split the kids, and hoping that her new lover will marry her to be his second wife. Now, okay, this is from Golu herself. She said, okay, she said this herself, which is crazy, right? But for a youngster that more dating experience, when two women, when they have very high attraction level for you, very high attraction level, like Golu have for Nupar, you know, when they have very high attraction level, you know, they're willing to do, I mean, when she have very high attraction level, she's willing to leave everything behind to be with you. She will leave her family, life, career, and the city she grew up in just to be with you when the attraction level is very high like that. So in this case, you know, she left her husband, divorced her husband, split the kids, and probably hurting her husband and her kids in the process, which is unfortunate. This is what 50% of the marriage are going through. Kids, a lot of the time, they are the victim, okay, in this kind of situation. Even though ni divorced ni to husband-in-law, she actually been praising her ex-husband as a good husband, a good, nice, supportive husband. And Kuku Kwan Golu for, she actually praised him. And I think that's a mature and beautiful thing. But unfortunately, you know, Golu's emotion makes her decision. When you meet someone new and they go thái từ long go chia and go chi từ long go chia and go tan into and they're always talking negatively about their ex, leave them or date them, but don't take them seriously. But in this case, Golu, she's very positive about her ex-husband. Again, when itu pone more very high attraction level for you, she's willing to overlook all of your red flags. You know, nowadays, what are you looking for in a guy? Oh, I want him to have a good job, stable, you know, things like that. I want him to be like 6 feet tall and things like that. But it doesn't matter, you know, they're even though I thought they knew more all the red flags, it doesn't matter. They'll go for him, you know. So in this case, even though New Mary is obvious, New Mary, I thought Nuparan New Mary and obviously cheating on his wife, but she go to overlook all these red flags because the attraction level for Aitono is very, very high. And again, she was hoping to be his second wife. You know, she even said this herself, like she had these little fantasy in her head where they would go to a party and she would be right by his side where she is the Nia Yao doctor, and then there's Nupon and there's like the Nia Law doctor. So when I was listening to it, I was like, wow, that's crazy. That's very crazy, but it's okay, you know. Gucci like then Gucci la Fiolita, but it's okay. So yeah, Golu left her husband, spent a lot of time and money with Nupal while moving her kids into a place with no air conditioner. No air conditioner, okay? So when I was listening to Golu say this about Nitu Samoko Chilushona, poor guy, I mean my poor little brother, and he need to something to Nupal ta and the Kenupal there, Nitia and mom go home to more AC, so Why do kids always have to like suffer from the consequence of their parents' poor decision making, or their parents' poor decision? Almost made me cry. And I hope that the little brother and I hope he grow up to be as handsome as his dad and be a successful man. So one day he can buy that nice big house with AC. So yeah, that was so unfortunate. Like I said, a lot of the time, tell parents like divorce. Of course, the kids are the one that suffer the most. So the sad truth is, nobody didn't do anything about the AC either. So it's always about, well, this is just because Bei dropped off from Golu's side of the story. Like, according to her side of the story, she did a lot for him. Like, she did a lot for Nupal, okay? Like, she spent a lot of time and money on him. And Nupal made the decision, Nupal made the relationship all about himself. So again, Nupal have a doctorate degree in psychology. But Nichimonu, ilu own practice or ilu clinic, okay? He just have a degree, and him and his wife do like mount sausage with Mont Blanc, and they do more than that. So, big parents and big grandparents, your generation, they can easily be impressed with someone with like a master or you call doctor degree, okay? But for us youngsters, I'm not that young anymore. I'm almost 40. But for us, bây giờ tôi lo tới thì mình cả nó with an like a entrepreneur mindset. We don't care about your degree as much as we care about your results. Okay, you got a degree, that's awesome. What do you do with it? Any results? So for me, I don't even have a bachelor degree. Good, associate. Okay. So I grew up during a time where I was in a time where the degree that you more okay, longer than that one if new parents they want very traditional like you're there me to go and they share oh got the high school, so it's embarrassing, right? So the core reason one girl who need divorce need to husband was that they admire itu man with a doctor degree. So she had this thought that she wanted to be a doctor, and she said this herself. Okay, she said this herself. This is why I always had over your home brother that spend your 20s. Don't waste those years away. Okay, spend your 20s building yourself up so you don't have to do it in your 30, because talk build yourself up in your 20s, then during 30 then you're a lot more stable and you can play hard. But a lot of the time they do get angry at Golu in the story, but a lot of the time is that let you more it's okay because she had the women, they are wired that way naturally. They are wired that way. They tend to go after men that have some kind of status or power, or men that are in a position of power. Okay, this is why there's so many wives cheating on their husband with their boss at the workplace. This is why. Okay, so they do tend to go for men that have higher status. Like cô thả cho chính là có ít nhiều có mua mang mỏ mua hậu lì trong 我等的mua mang mỏ sẽ trả lời nè, okay. Mua bị chỉ là để ít tu nurse 我要tu bao nhiêu cô sa thả lịch cho nurse 是你cô sa thả cho sẽ cho người doctor 等的，所以để tu bao nhiêu ni mua hậu lì trong 我呢 mua college degree 等的，你只个thả tu thao 呢我好lì 被我忙 okay. 这行嘛你自己thả是吧？Yeah, that's how they're sexy. My six pack, yeah, maybe. So yeah, as Bonella reach a certain status, their dating circle become very small. And when they go for these kind of men that are very successful, then they have to compete. Like there's a lot of competitions, and a lot of the time, But y'all, now we're not very successful until we're in our 30 or 40. And then and then, a lot of the time when women like go after then mostly like marry, or if like she's still married and like just still young, then these men tend to go for younger women. So yeah, there's a lot of competitions, and a lot of the time you will see or you will hear that either one ni tanitum boss, but nitum boss do mo and then she was hoping that he'll leave his wife and kids to be with her, but most of the time he'll never do that. So yeah, a lot of the time Tumbas Day, I mean, eventually she'll quit, and I know at least 2 cases like this. A lot of the time, if we leave our marriage with kids, we have so much to lose, all the child support. Our wife can take the house and stuff like that. Is it worth it? Probably not. So yeah, and go look call story they dated for 2 years. And he just suddenly ghosted her, suddenly ghosted her. Then she was blocked on, your app or go used to know what get in there and the contact no policy. So it just happened like that. And so she was in a lot of pain. Latest or video, she's you can tell she's in a lot of pain, and she said a lot of negative things about Nupal, but you can tell she's hurting really bad, and you can also tell that she still loves him very, very much. I've been through this myself, where when I was younger, dated someone just for a good time, and during the little breakup, or is it really a breakup? We don't really date officially, but yeah, during the breakup, she was very negative about me, and a lot of nasty text message, things like that. But and she's very sweet, but then those nasty message, I know for a fact that yeah, they come back to New Show take me, but it's better not to drag it out, especially talk about it. And then you realize that and then you just kind of whoa, let me, sometimes you just take a step back and say, hey, let's not do this to this person. She's a nice person too. But the thing is about Golu and I'm probably thinking that on Nupal's side, his wife probably like Haidonete is either Golu or me, and he probably chose his wife over her. The right decision. He made the right decision, okay? Even if you're like a big fan of Golu, you can, just be honest, Nupal made the right decision, choosing his wife over Golunda. Yeah, man. Just know what you get yourself into. Just know what you get yourself into. So this is why Golu Nitili or Momokenyo Shia, and she's in a lot of pain. Muke more Shia than the, and because they've been dating for 2 years, and when he just suddenly ghosted her like that, yeah, of course, okay, we all going to get hurt in a situation like that, especially when you spend so much time and effort on that relationship. Now imagine if Galu put that kind of effort into her relationship with her ex-husband. Imagine that. Do you think she still loves her ex-husband? I believe she still do in some way, but right now she's still very attached to Nupal, But the thing is that she haven't faced the reality that she might actually lose her ex-husband. See, the thing is that maybe the ex-husband is still around, still available, and so Nicole's fear of losing her ex-husband is not really there yet because he's still around, he's still available, maybe he don't have anybody yet. Because we usually we don't value our toys until some other kids play with it, and we usually don't value our ex until we know that we're going to lose them. Remember, guys, do not make life-changing decision based on emotion. Like, one of the worst advice out there that Kupa people give to each other, one of the worst advice out there is, if you're not happy in your relationship or your marriage, then just leave. That was one of the worst advice out there. The reason why is because happiness is an emotion that comes and goes. So you can base a life decision or some of the big decision in your life, you can base on emotion, then you are more likely to regret it. And women, they initiate close to 80% of the divorce. Okay? But 90% of them express that they do regret it. And a lot of the time it's more of, they're bored, or together, all the good things, all the love are being buried so deep that the moment go step away from a relationship, though, and then you have time to think about the good thing. It's when you realize that, oh shit, I think I made a mistake, because no relationship is perfect. And I don't know that your relationship video I don't know that nichi matter go to partner okay, it doesn't matter. It's go to partner get mad at okay. What matters the most is how your partner react to that, For example, if Galuchi for no to come in and mess up the relationship, that would never happen. Just don't need to see okay. So for example, if Galu with the wife, and do you think I worry about no ball? No, I don't. I'm worried about whether or not Galu gonna allow the other guy to come in and mess up our relationship. That's what I'm worried about. Then nothing gonna happen. It doesn't matter how much the other guy try. So yeah, it was unfortunate. I believe that at some point Nupa is actually very serious about Golu. Okay, I believe it. Since Laku got your law involved in the, the mom and the Tumo Nupa who and even her brother, So I do believe it that at one point Nupa is serious about her, but when it really comes down to it, it's either gonna be Golu or his wife and kids. He chose his wife and kids, like most men. I'm not talking about Becho Lao a Minua tu, and then I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about that more Minua that raise like your kids, more putting in there. Most of the time they'll choose their wife and kids. And remember that if you're in your 40s and 50s, and you're the gun dog to or especially in 20 Japan, and don't need to see and you go out there, you think that those men will take you seriously. Probably not, because a lot of the times they come and cheat, they've been through divorce. Do they want to go through divorce again, especially in the Timicano where they lose so much? Pay child support, the wife can take their house. Do you think they want to get married? No, but a lot of the time, it just out there after the kids still lot that in there. Do you think they want to raise kids again? A lot of the time, these men, they'll just look at you as a good time. Okay, you're nothing but a good time. And yeah, like I said, there's a lot to learn about Golu's situation, and I'm actually glad that she's very open about it. She's also honest about it, and Niku she made a mistake. Look, she's a good girl. She just made a mistake. She's a good woman. She just made a mistake. Many people won't admit it when they made a mistake. Most of the time, they just blame like put the blame on other people, okay? Like, oh, I'm not happy with my husband. Oh, good to husband, she's a luku. And they'll put the blame on their husband or the ex-husband. Oh, they don't treat me right. What do you mean they don't treat you right? You have several kids with this man for over 20 years, you know? So, yeah, cheating is not a mistake. It's on purpose. And it's intentional. So a lot of the time, you go come out, go admit that, yeah, I made a mistake. The world can actually forgive you, you know? So yeah, you need to know call channel, go look. Ni bỏ ní cho channel ní ít tuổi lọt thà đánh hành nhất là hồ YouTube nó tao làm để cú luôn luôn cho đánh hành để trong lại tiệt tao lý ý lọ lúc xong là trong lại tiệt này cú chỉ lọ biết đánh hành and then suddenly like YouTube ní chỉ promote cái channel there and then it just kind of drop off ní chỉ show up on call timeline and then until recently where somebody say hey Ling you should go listen to Go Look called drama and then give your take on it. And I went and listened. I was like, wow, this is crazy. Is this real? Or is this just like somebody creating content? But I think it's real. And because ni mới cho video or ni đo ni tu lần đầu nụ bỏ thả cho the whole YouTube and then I kind of listened to it a little bit. And yeah, she's still in a lot of pain, a lot of hurt. And yeah, this is sad situation because like tu tin to messed up her relationship ni messed up got messed up got her marriage and then at the end Nikuchi take us serious and then you lose like on both ends, you know. You lose everything. So yeah, it's very painful and it's unfortunate. Everybody make mistakes, so please don't judge her. And yeah, cô cũng muốn chỉ bắt đầu cô cho là lo sa thali nó cho nên sẽ đâm long sư. And what they just share the things so to lo, nên nó cá nhau rong. Take care of yourself and cũng nên đặt cảnh chính đùa. Nhớ trong video. Watch out.